I've booked over 2,000 meetings across over 90 marketing agencies, and some of these agencies were making 6 figures, 7 figures, or even 8 figures every single year. And I saw everything from how they book the meetings, how they build the offers, how they do sales, how they manage the teams, how they scale up, literally everything. And in this video, if you're sending cold outreach, if you're sending DMs, emails, calling, any of this, I want to share the better new way of doing it. And this isn't something you're going to be able to find in some agency course or some other YouTube video. This is genuinely only something you can find from testing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of scripts and every single platform imaginable across over 90 agencies. So what I'll be walking you through is the old way of doing things, what 99% of agencies do and why they fail completely. Then I'll be walking you through the newest way to find the highest quality leads, people who need what you're offering, that are warm, that can actually benefit and want you to reach out to them. And then I'm going to be walking you through the new way to actually contact these people. Right? It's not through cold messaging, anything like that. It's making sure that you're only speaking to the highest quality prospects. It makes sure that they're warm, they need what you're offering, and they'll actually be happy to get an outreach message from you instead of just telling you to F off. And then I'll be walking through exactly what you need to do step by step so that you can start signing clients as soon as possible. So if you've been running an agency for longer than an hour, you realize that you need bookings to sign clients. So what most agencies do is they rely on referrals, they cross their fingers, and they pray that people will come to their business. They also rely on networking, so manually speaking to people that they know. And then for the others, they do cold outbound. So things like cold email using Lemlist, Apollo, Smart Lead, Instantly, all these tools. They do outreach on social platforms like LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of the above. And they spend hours having pointless conversations with leads who actually don't need what they're offering and who actually don't like them. So why is this a problem? If you're growing from referrals and inbound, it's obviously very unpredictable. You can't choose who actually comes to you. If you're doing cold outbound, you feel like you're just spamming people. People tell you to F off or unsubscribe. People don't actually like being reached out to in that way. And many times, 90% of the prospects are actually unqualified. So you give up on calling or email, and then you try one of the social platforms like LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram, and you reach out there and you think this is going to be the way to do it, and still, same response. They just block you. They just don't reply. And the worst part is, you may have a good service, but because you're doing outreach, you feel like you're needy, like you're begging for a chance to work with these business owners. I remember when I was doing this earlier on, it's like the business was making 50 to 70K per month. And I was reaching out to agency owners making 10, 20K. And they were trying to give advice, saying, oh, this outreach method is terrible. You've got to learn. You should learn from me. Like, you're literally making less money. So when you're doing this, you just don't feel great because it doesn't feel like you have that expertise, like you have that value, even though you have fantastic results. So this obviously isn't good. So this is the old way of doing things. Now, the new way is leveraging inbound and warm outbound. So what this looks like is posting valuable content on social platforms that actually solves the problems of your niche. And in doing this, you start attracting an audience of new people who know you, who like you, who trust your advice. And then by building this mini audience, you can reach out to them. And out of everyone in the world that you could reach out to, these people will have the highest likelihood of actually converting into a booking and into a client sign because they already have this trust. So what I'm going to walk you through is how we systemize this process and used it across our 7 and 8 figure agency clients. So the first method is called leveraged content creation. Now, most agency owners, they understand the value of content. They see all these gurus and these guys on YouTube talking about post content, but they don't do it, and it's mainly for 2 reasons. So the first reason is that they think it takes all this time and effort and crazy production and crazy lights to actually do it. And the second is that they just don't know how. They don't have a clean, efficient way to get it done. So using a system called leverage creation, we solve both of these issues. So I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps that we've created for our clients who used to pay us $24,000 upfront for these systems so that you can just copy and paste it into your agency today. So step 1 is to select a short form platform. So what we're looking for is a platform where we can put out short written content that allows you to easily get content out, share your expertise, and do it without some massive overhead. By all means, if you are some influencer doing your makeup tutorials and you have 24 hours per day, by all means, you can use long form or Instagram and all this. But if you're running a business and if you're running it well, you probably don't have as much time to create content. You can use and start on these platforms so that you can get quick results with very little friction. So once you have an idea of the type of platform that you can write on, that you can post on, what you need to do is figure out where does your niche reside. For example, if gym owners, right, if we're reaching out to them, they're most likely not going to be on LinkedIn. They don't really use it. They probably use Facebook or Instagram a lot more. So you wouldn't target them on there. But if you wanted like financial advisors, LinkedIn would be fantastic. So simply put, you just need to use your judgment to figure out what platform would be best. Now, we'd help our clients with this, but this is a YouTube video, so I can't actually talk to you on this. So just pick the one that you think would be best. Now, step 2 is to create content categories. So now that people understand, they know they need to post content, the next problem is, what do I post about? And simply put, all we're looking to do is provide value to your niche, and value is derived from solving problems. So what we're going to do is, logically, is we're going to create content that solves the problems of your niche. And in doing that, you create value, you create trust, and you present yourself as the expert. So very simply put, just start writing out the problems that your niche faces. And I'll give you some examples for agencies because we work with them. So some of the issues that they face is that they have bad offers. They're not predictably booking enough meetings. They're not predictably closing as many deals as they'd like. Because of that, the revenue is unpredictable. It goes up and down, it fluctuates. Because of that, they can't sign that many high-paying clients. Then if they do sign clients, they don't have systems in place, they don't have a team in place, they don't know how to delegate, they don't know how to systemize, and they don't know how to get out of the day-to-day. These are all problems that can be solved and that we help clients to solve that you can write content about. So pull out a Google Doc or a piece of paper and just write down the problems of your niche. So now that you know what to write about, now we need to figure out how do you actually write it. So as you can imagine, on social media, you see there are certain formats of posts that do very well. For example, if you go on YouTube, you're going to see the way that certain titles and thumbnails are structured, they get more views than others. So in the same way, on platforms like LinkedIn or Instagram, there's certain posts that do better. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel and figure everything out, a big part of our leveraged content creation system is just using what's already working. There are posts that are structured in a way that works. And in one of my posts, I call it the old versus new way. So what this looks like is putting the heading of old way, listing the old ways of doing things, then the new, and then the new ways of doing things. So for example, I could have taken the idea of the new way of doing outreach. So the old way, referrals, inbound, you're hoping for clients. The new way, warm outbound, inbound, speak to people who like you. This is a example of a winning format that you can use. And there are endless examples that you can take. And by just using the winning formats and putting your information in there, it's almost guaranteed that the post is going to do better than what it would have done if you just came up with some random thing. So I'll also put an example on screen of a post that I made that got around 4,000 impressions. And by all means, 4,000 impressions isn't anything crazy. But in doing this, it's 4,000 targeted people who are in my niche, in my industry, who need what I'm offering. And on top of that, the post also got around 50 engagements. So I think around 50 people liked and then around 12 people commented. So by doing that, these people are going to be the highest likelihood people that will actually, want what I'm offering because they literally like the post. They indicate that they like what I'm talking about. So we'll cover what to do with these people in a minute. But now that we have what we're going to write about, how we're going to write it, because you can just keep compiling these templates and storing it for yourself. And just on a side note, this is something we provide to all of our clients. We have like 30 templates you can just use, copy and paste, and then use this to make the post, book around 1 to 3 calls a day. So if you want that, you can just book a time using the link below. We'll just give you a demo of how everything works. I'll be completely honest, if you want to sign up with us, you can. If not, you can just take the systems and do it for yourself. So step 4 is using software. Now, most people, they do the post manually every day, but it puts them on this hamster wheel of waking up, posting content. So you can use a tool like Taplio. I'll put a link in the description. But basically, what I do is every single week, I spend 2 hours and I batch the entire week's worth of content. So in doing that, I do it once. I focus on actually, running the business, which is something you have to do. And the posts just go out every single day at 4 p.m. SA time consistently. And because of that, I don't have to be glued to a screen. I don't have to be there posting every day, and it just increases your efficiency. And step 5, the point that I was mentioning in the previous one, is to batch your weekly posts. So on 1 or 2 days of the week, you just write all the posts. On LinkedIn, I'd recommend posting once per day. I don't do Facebook, I don't do Twitter right now, but I'm sure it'll be very similar. So 1 post every single day, make it valuable, schedule it, and then in doing that, over time, you're just going to attract people to you. And then from there, you have a ever-growing warm audience of people that you can reach out to using the next steps. So the next concept is called warm outbound. So now that you're posting content, you're attracting this audience to you, you're naturally just going to get people who ask you questions or who want more information about what you do. And this is called inbound. They are proactively reaching out to you, asking for help. Now, that is fine, and you're going to get many of those if you just use these methods, especially the leverage creation methods that I talk about now. But in order to have a systemized way to actually get the ball rolling, we use something called warm outbound as well. And what this looks like is proactively reaching out to these people who engage with your posts, whether that's likes, comments, reactions, anything, so that we can get the conversation going and then get them onto a call. So there's 3 steps to doing this. So step 1 is to build connections manually. So whatever platform you're using, whether that's Instagram, Twitter, if you call it X, LinkedIn, there is a way to either follow or connect with people, right? And in doing that, by doing it proactively every single day, by setting, let's say, a target to send 30 friend requests, you're just going to build your audience over time. And then these people are going to see all of your posts and these people may either reach out to you via inbound, or you can reach out to them after they're warmed up a bit. So there are tools that can do this. And again, we share these tools inside of our community. So if you want that, just check the link in the description. There's a free group that'll walk you through everything. But at the start, you can manually just send these connections, or you could use the software over time and then just do it automatically. So now that we're organically getting new connections coming in, or friend requests or friends or whatever you want to call it. So step 2 is to continue building your audience. So this just means keep posting daily content to attract the new audience to you. And what you're going to see are people who like, people who engage, and people who comment. And then step 3 is warm outreach. Now, simply put, you're just reaching out to the people who engage, whether that's comments or likes. And if you want to massively get your results up, there's a new method that we created. Again, tested it across 90 agencies, some making 7, some making 8 figures every single year. And it's leveraging voice and video messages. So basically, you're just recording the pitch that you'd usually make as a voice note or a video message. And in doing that, the replies that you get, the bookings that you get, it all goes up massively. And I actually made a video explaining exactly how to do that, so you can just check it out here. And now you just repeat this process every single day. Now, if it seems like it's a lot of work, it takes all this time, don't worry at all. We have systems for this. So once you find something that works using free organic strategies, you're booking 1 to 3 calls every single day. That should be the bare minimum. At this point, you can afford to scale this up using setters. So let's say you're booking 1 call a day at minimum. You're taking 5 calls a week, 20 calls per month. If you close at even 20%, which is the bare minimum that we expect for the people in our community, anyone that we know, you should be signing at least a client per week. And in doing this, you'll obviously make cash flow. You'll generate an extra 2 to 5 to 10K per month, depending on how high you charge your retainer. So once you do this, you have cash flow coming in, and you can afford to invest in a commission-based setter that can do all of this for you. So essentially, the exact methods that you're doing, you get a setter to do, or 10 setters to do, however much you want to scale, and then they just do it every day. So you can hypothetically book 10 calls every single day. And these are the type of systems that we talk about inside of the paid program, where that's really just focused on scaling. So by all means, you can book a call, we can provide a demo of everything. But if you don't have clients, if you're not at least 10K per month, I'd recommend just using the systems without it, let it work, and then we can work with you beyond that. Because honestly, what we found is that the clients who join at 10, 20, 50, 100K per month, they get results so much quicker. And because of that, we just want to give away everything for free until you get to that point. So by leveraging these systems, you only spend time talking to prospects who actually need what you're offering. Over time, your lead list and also your personal brand is just going to grow over time by posting this content. Your lead flow is actually going to be predictable because you can see how many people are coming in, but you can also see how many people you can reach out to every single day. You can very comfortably book 1 to 3 calls every single day with one person. And most importantly, you're able to get massive returns from a very small amount of input. And then once it's working, you can easily get someone else in to follow the process for you. So if you found this useful, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.